Good afternoon, dear teachers. Today we are going to speak about how to teach storytelling. Once upon a time, storytelling ruled in the world of education. Storytelling is the sharing of stories and events through words, sounds, and visual images. An effective storyteller captures the attention of listeners and accomplishes the goal of telling the story, which may be entertain, convey information, teach an important life lesson, or persuade listeners to make action of some kind. Storytelling techniques may incorporate a combination of tone usage, animated sounds and gestures, and digital tools. Study storytelling by interacting with your audience or doing something to grab their attention. Ask them a question, even if it's rhetorical, that relates to the conclusion, twist, or context to the story you're going to tell. Alternatively, you can make a grabbing statement that catches their attention, setting your hook, equivalent of the clickbait headline. This forces their attention to focus on the idea of your story and makes them to want to hear more. Now, for example, you may ask a question. Have you ever seen a caterpillar? Now, and instead of it, you may ask other questions of your students. Now, I'd like to suggest you some strategies for teaching storytelling. Now, the first strategy, learn effective storytelling techniques. Teachers teach others the art of telling stories by first becoming an engaging storyteller. Take a storytelling class. Sign up for a storytelling workshop at school. Practice telling stories. Strengthen your storytelling skills by taking the opportunity to tell relevant stories. The second technique, notice the reactions of others to your stories. Attentiveness, laughter, an emotional response, and a sustained eye contact are indications that you are achieving your storytelling goal. A listener's attempts to change the subject, fidgeting mannerism, and general inattentiveness may indicate a need to adjust the pace, tone, details of other elements of your storytelling technique. The third technique is improve your storytelling skills. If you are losing the attention of your listeners, make sure that your story is relevant to your audience and that it has a clear beginning, middle, and the end. Identify your reason for telling the story and whether if it will meet the needs of your listeners. Now, the fourth strategy is determine if you are ready to teach storytelling to others. You will know that you have mastered storytelling when children ask that you tell a story or adults ask you to share the story with others. Other indications that your storytelling master sustained engagement of the part of your listeners and positive changes in behavior as a result of telling a story. The fifth strategy is identify the age group of your storytelling class. Your students may be young children in a school where you're already a teacher, or they may be the adults who report to you in a marketing firm where you're manager. The sixth strategy is assess the needs of a specific age group and plan accordingly. Give explanations and structure to children. Young children need structured activities, continual guidance and verbal instructions. Provide a handout and reading materials to adults. Teens and adults are more self-directed and benefit from materials that they can read on their own, such as an explanation of storytelling techniques and upcoming assignments. The seventh strategy is teach storytelling techniques. Share the knowledge and skills that you gained in the process of becoming an effective storyteller. Ask the class to think of an interesting story. provide ideas related to their particular age group and goal of the class. A public speaking class intended to improve an adult's social life will tell different types of stories than a group of salespeople trying to sell a product. And the last strategy, the IT strategy, is give feedback to students. Observe your own engagement while listening to student stories, as well as classmates' reactions. Pay particular attention to the storytelling speed, tone, details, gestures, prompts, and graphic tools. Encourage learners by providing positive feedback. Public speaking is a prevalent fear. So comment on things that students did well to generate a desire to continue perfecting their storytelling skills. Now provide constructive criticism. Instead of listeners' attention, instead of saying that the story was boring, draw the students' attention to areas of the story that can be enlivened by adding interesting details or voice interaction. Now, and there we can see about important features for a storyteller. Now, first, interactive storytelling, loud voice and toning, repetition, children participation, body language, and eye contact. Now, I'd like to show that, in the practice work, I want to show you one of the tales, how to work with one of the tales, the one. Now, and this book is adapted to primary school children for grades 3 and 4. Now, first of all, teacher introduces some keywords from the story. Old man, sunflower, sour cream, run along, nice song, and etc. Learners turn into illustrations of the one story and suggest language for each picture. You should prepare your pictures in advance. Whole class listen to teacher tell story. Now, then, listening to instructions for drawing, making and decorating one of the animals from the story. Writing captions or bubbles of things learners remember from the story or animals might say. Learners select the pictures and put in order for a class story display. And at the end, learners dramatize the story. Now, I hope by the end of the master class, you will be able to identify the factors that make storytelling effective and use them in their practice appropriately. Now I want to show you this book. This book, the one, is adapted for our children of age 8 and 9. It means grade 4 or 3 and grade 4. There you can see the tale story about the one. Then at the end of your book you can see some activities which you may use in your class after telling this story and dramatizing by your learners this story. Now, and one of the activities you may use, draw the picture of flowers, and on each you should write the letters, and they should guess all the words which were mentioned in the story at the beginning concerning to the house of old man and old woman. The next task activity your learners should find the right answers concerning to each personages, to each animals were given in the pictures. Now the next is a puzzle. They should guess this puzzle and write the word, find the words. Now, and for developing your students' skills in writing grammar structures and to remember all verbs in the present simple, you may suggest such kind of activity. In the In the table, you can see some verbs which are given in the present simple and give their task. Instead of the gaps, they should fill in one of the suitable verbs which are given in this table. Now, and at the end of your book, you can see dictionary. There you can see all new words which are given in the alphabetical order, and these words, active words, were mentioned in this story. And all the words are given in transcription to help students to pronounce correctly all the words in using and in dramatizing this story themselves. Now, and I hope that this masterclass will helpful and useful for teachers, English teachers who teach at grade 3 and 4 in primary schools. Thank you for your attention.